Hey Beauts, welcome to Pretty Scary and day 6 of 31 days of Halloween. And today we have the nasty nurse from Silent Hill. This is a very iconic character. I know a lot of channels have done it, but hopefully I've done a slightly different take and technique for you. So if you'd like to turn yourself into this glorious creature, then please keep watching. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because there's lots more tutorials coming your way. So first of all, take your mask and just try it on for size. Yep, looking gorgeous. And then I decided to cut out the eye hole of my mask. Although you can see through muslin, it does somewhat compromise your vision, so I decided it was better to cut it out and just paint my eye black. So taking some black water-based paint, because this dries down and won't smudge over all the inside of your mask, you just want to paint out your eyes and your mouth and your nose, anywhere that can show through that mask basically. For good measure, I also lined my waterline just so that you really couldn't see any of my eye through that mask, other than obviously the whites of my eyes, which you can't really cover up. Anyway, oh, incidentally, every time I paint my face, I always get a really itchy nose and I don't know why. Right, so moving on, I am doing the veins on the chest, which all the Silent Hill nurses seem to sport, and I'm using alcohol paints because they give a really good translucent quality. If you don't have alcohol paints, you can just as easily use some water-based face paint or even some eyeshadows if that's all you have. Anyway, just taking a very fine artist brush, I'm just tracing the veins on in a very random organic fashion using a blue tone. Now you want to vary the pressure so that you make sure that some parts of the vein are darker and thicker than others, because then they'll look more realistic. What you can also do is take a little bit of alcohol and just tap it into the skin to make it look like it's underneath the skin. Or if you're using water-based paints, obviously use water for this. Alternatively, you can put a little bit of foundation over the top because that gives the under the skin appearance also. See how it just makes them look a little bit more under the skin? How many times have I said under the skin? Anyway, just taking Margot by Laura Mercier, which is one of my favourite shadow tones, and just shading in my collarbones just to give that sunken in zombie look. Also shading in my cleavage because these nurses may be nasty and evil, but they do have some impressive boobs. So now I've got my costume on. I just bought mine off eBay. It was an old Ann Summers one, which I just dyed with a mixture of tea and black food colouring just to give it a dirty appearance. Now you want to put it on your mask, and you can see why you have that muslin there. It's so that you cover the back of your head and hair. I just simply put my hair in a bun and then put a band around the muslin and the bun to keep the mask in place. And then I just cut off the excess muslin under my chin and just glued it in place. This is optional if you prefer to have your mask so that you can take it on and off. And then what you want to do is just colour this muslin. Really what I should have done is coloured it before I put it on, and you should too, so learn from my mistakes. As I quite often say on this channel, I make the mistakes so that you don't have to. If you don't want to for any reason, or you haven't for any reason, then you can get somebody to help you apply the darker colours on the back just to blend that muslin into the mask. And I just darkened down my neck there as well, just to blend the mask into my neck. And then, as well as using some black water-based paint, I'm also using some brown just to try and get that muslin looking a bit more cohesive with that mask. Now I'm taking some black water-based paint and just ensuring that the edges of the mask are just painted in so that they blend to my face more to hide the fact that I'm wearing a mask. Sticking on my hat, which I've also dyed in exactly the same way as I dyed the dress. And then I just took some fake blood and painted this all over the mask and the hat. This just gives a nice shine to the look and a little bit of extra gore, because I felt that my nurse wasn't quite looking nasty enough, although most people probably disagree. I also took that blood down onto my chest and the rest of the costume because, well, why not? Halloween isn't Halloween without a little bit of fake blood, or in my case a lot of fake blood. I also decided to rub some over my arms just for extra good measure. Yeah, fake blood everywhere. You might want to get the drying kind if you're going to a party. That's my fiance showing off his hat that he got to wear to a stag do and watching me do my tutorial. Anyway, back to the fake blood, lots more of it as you can see, and I also just dabbed on some black water-based paint because I felt that I didn't look quite dirty enough. And one final finishing touch, more fake blood, yay! And there we have it, you are done, you are a nasty nurse. I hope you enjoyed this two-part tutorial. If you did, please click on the thumbs up button and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you would like to go dressed as a Silent Hill nurse to whichever party you happen to be attending. And I just want to say thank you all for watching, and join me tomorrow for day 7 of 31 days of Halloween. Oh, and just one more thing. Subscribe. Bye. Love ya.